Bam, bam, bam.
Well, this is weird. It's been 1 year since we started Gameumentary, and in that whole time, we've never really put a face to this project. So, here we are. Why?
Good.
Alrighty. Hello everybody and welcome to the second birthday live stream event for Gameumentary. Hope you guys like that little montage. It's kind of just a recap of our last year and kind of a corny way to do it. We wanted to make it as interesting as possible. My name is Nick Landra and I'm the content director here at Gameumentary, and I'm joined here by Omar, our lead media producer, and we have somebody new to introduce today as well. The point of the stream is to kind of show off some new stuff that we're working on. Yep, we definitely have something new to show today, along with a new doc announcement to get everything kind of started. With the new year coming up, we wanted to kind of find a way to do some new types of content. We're obviously going to be doing our documentaries like you'd expect. But for the past year, we've been trying to think of ways to expand our coverage. We wanted to find a way to tell more stories without having to travel everywhere to do it. We obviously have funding from Enthusiast Gaming for the documentaries that we want to do, but we don't have an unlimited amount of time. There's so many different stories we want to tell, but we can't always afford the time to go and tell them the way we normally would. So what we decided on doing after a few months of deliberation was to make doc-style pieces, utilizing a new format on the channel. These videos will be shorter, contain stories about all kinds of interesting topics from around the industry. They will include a mix of narration, interviews, and motion graphics to tell interesting stories in a fun-to-watch format. We have a new editor on the team working on these projects, alongside myself and Omar, so be sure to give Mike Pasquarello a warm welcome. Mike, if you want to take a second to introduce yourself and your background.
Yeah, sure thing. Hey guys, pleasure to be here and be working with Gameumentary. I'm super excited about this, and also super excited to share with you guys our first video. I have a pretty extensive background in documentary filmmaking, working with CNN, Procter & Gamble, Giovanni, some clients like that, and just really excited to be able to tell the stories in the gaming industry.
Cool. Yeah, so the first one we decided to do, which you'll see a little trailer for in a minute, and you've probably figured out by now if you're here in the intro, is on Installation 01. It's a fan project being made by Soon Studios. It's a completely free Halo game being made by a team of volunteers, and before you write it off as vaporware, this is a real game that has been okayed by 343 Industries, and it's actually entering beta soon. No, we don't have the release date for that, so if you're here, I am sorry. Bean is in the chat, so you can definitely yell at him for that. But it's a very, very interesting story about a passionate group of fans that just wanted to bring a Halo 3-like experience to the PC. On top of that, we already have a few other stories locked and ready to go. Some of them will have on-location interviews. Most will not. So yeah, if you guys are ready, should we drop that trailer for this Installation 01 video?
Let's do it. I think
All
we
right.
should.
Cool.
I kept wanting to do more Halo on PC because I just got into Custom Edition, and then I got to Halo 3 and it was like, there is nothing. You just have to get a 360. So I thought to myself, well, what if I could just make my own Halo 3 experience on computer?
It's something that we're unendingly passionate about, and we will put our blood, sweat, and tears into it for that reason alone.
It's been 5 years doing this straight, so you wonder what's the next step, what happens after this, what is my future?
So, yeah, that's the trailer for our very first kind of new format video that we're looking to do. It's all about Installation 01. It's about 20 minutes, and it'll be available in 2 days' time. And we will have another announcement regarding that video close to the end of the stream.
God, that looks good.
Yep, that was completely done by Mike, our new editor, and he'll be working on more of those videos, like we said in the kind of intro to that stuff. We do have a couple more already in the works for that. One will be announced probably later in February, and then we have another one that's about a story about a game that changed quite a bit over the time that it was in development. So, but we will have more on that later. So for 2019, that's kind of our get-go here. Is with Gameumentary, we really want to expand the amount of stories that we get to tell. If you're brand new to the channel, you will know that we don't live stream very much, and this is all impromptu kind of stuff. But going forward, if you're new to the channel, we've done a lot of documentaries. If you don't know the history, back in 2017 on January 1st, we kind of launched the channel with our very first video for Runic Games. We did a documentary on Runic Games to start everything off, where we funded it with our own money and traveled all the way to Seattle to go film that. And then in August, we ran a Kickstarter for Gameumentary and raised $22,000 to fund a bunch more documentaries. So if you check out our channel, you'll find documentaries for Darksiders, SOS, Battle Chasers Nightwear, Gunfire Games, all kinds of stuff. And then after that, after we finished the Kickstarter documentaries, we actually got bought out by Enthusiast Gaming, who also bought my previous website, OnlySP, which is a website dedicated to single-player games. And through that deal, we are signed on to do documentaries for the next 2 years. With 6 documentaries per year, but we're looking to do a little bit more than that, because obviously we need to kind of build this channel up. So if you haven't subscribed yet, we only have 13,000, so you should add to that number today. That'd be awesome. We would love you. But yeah, so with 2019, we've got quite a few documentaries already planned out. We're only announcing one of them today, but we've got more locked in for later in the year, and we've got a lot more that we're in talks with. It's a very wide range of studios. It could be anything from a very small indie game to big AAA titles. So there's a lot to look forward to this year. And if you've watched our previous documentaries, you would know that the Divinity Original Sin documentary we did was a bit of a step up from what we've done in the past. And that's kind of what we're going to be doing in 2019, is trying to step up with each documentary that we do. And one of the ways we're going to be doing that is changing up our format just a little bit for the documentaries. In the past, and if you've watched other documentaries on YouTube, you know that a lot of times these documentaries include lots and lots of material on game development and the story of the studio, which kind of makes it hard to follow. So what we want to do is do the documentaries in a little bit of a separate format where we focus on the story of the studio for the main documentary, and then we'll make a second video that goes and deep dives into the game development process and all that kind of stuff, just to kind of keep things a little bit separate, make things easier to watch. And also, let's say the main documentaries are for the mainstream audience, and then the game dev documentaries are for the game dev audience. So with our next documentary, which we are filming this month, well, the first part of it this month, that's what we will be doing going forward. So we've been teasing a new documentary for quite a while. We are just about ready to reveal it. So if you guys are ready, should we play that teaser? I guess that's a yes.
I don't think we're ready.
All right. Well, we are heading back to Europe in 2 weeks' time to visit New World Interactive to do a documentary on the Insurgency franchise. So here's your first little teaser of that. So I may have messed up there. I wasn't actually supposed to announce the documentary before we showed that teaser. That's why I said we are not professional streamers. Yes, that was very short. It was not intentional for me to announce it before.
It was kind of literally made just to show you the title, and then you said the title.
Yeah. Yep. No more streams for us. See, this is going back to that montage. This is why I don't do stuff like this. But yes, our first documentary of the year is on Insurgency. We're very excited to be doing a documentary on them. We're traveling to Amsterdam in January in 2 weeks to film all that, and then we have to fly out to Denver the month after to go get the rest of it. So it will be a little bit before you see that one. They've got kind of a lot to do for that documentary if we have to visit 2 studios. So we'll hopefully have it out in around April timeframe, but we'll see. In the meantime, you will have the Installation 01 video. If you are a patron, good news, you get to watch it today. And for the rest of you, it will be available on Monday. So that's really about it for this stream. We didn't want to make it too long because we're obviously not kind of funny and don't have an hour's worth of stuff to share with you. But thank you for tuning in. And yeah, we really look forward to seeing your reactions to our first video on this Installation 01 stuff, showing off the new format. And if you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love to see you subscribe. And thanks for your support. We will see you soon.